What is going on, guys? Will Blandon. I want to talk about something that a lot of you are concerned about, and that's business funding. Never in at least my lifetime have I found it easier to get grants, business funding, and that's basically because of the COVID. You could just probably Google grants and you'll probably get 20 million things, but the safest way is to go to irs.gov and sba.gov. Start there. Start really looking through, combing through. For those of you who haven't already applied, the EIDL grant and loan are I believe still available for people that never signed up. And I heard some possibly good news for the people that already applied and you already got that $1,000 measly little grant that the SBA gave out when they were actually supposed to give us the full 10. I hear there's a bill proposed right now that the government is working on that might possibly give us the difference to give us that full 10 grand. So if you already got 1,000, you'll get an additional 9,000. You don't have to reapply. Supposedly it's automatic. If it gets passed, in a matter of weeks after getting passed, you should see those funds in your account. And if you already have the loan, this is separate from the loan. So you will still get your grant money and it's not affected by the EIDL loan. Now the PPP, there may be a way it affects that. I'm not really quite positive. I didn't do my research on the PPP because I didn't get that. But that's an opportunity that I'm really excited about. If all the gig workers actually get their full 10 grand, you know, you don't necessarily got to be a gig worker. You could be somebody that just started a sole proprietorship out of your house, but you segmented that money as a business. You could possibly get this money. You know, just pick the right structured business. They have a lot of categories, but I don't think it's very difficult. It was a very streamlined application. It wasn't anything complicated at all. Very streamlined application process. So that's one. Again, it's called the EIDL grant. Once you do the grant, you automatically get offered a loan later. So you can either take that or deny it. Some people denied it, you know, when they started looking at the fine print. But from what I see is they give you a whole year before you have to start even paying on it. Very low interest. You know, 3 point something interest. It was very affordable. And I was very excited when I received it because it was in a crucial time that I was actually struggling with my car, my main vehicle. And that money allowed me to pick up a extra vehicle and be able to pay cash for that vehicle. So I was really excited when I got funded for that. But you'll find that the traditional banks, they're actually tightening their belt. You know, Chase, American Express, if you already had credit with them, they're actually known to close up some people's accounts. They're lowering some people's credit limits. So you don't want to necessarily deal with traditional banks. But the credit unions are not only helping people apply for these PPP loans, but they're giving out a little bit more money than the regular banks. I recently joined Navy Federal for my personal as well as my holding company account, because I know that once this slows down after a while, in a few months, Navy Federal will be back to being generous with offering us money, you know, a little bit more higher credit lines than the traditional banks. So I'm excited and looking forward to that. So I'm trying to keep a good relationship with Navy Federal, but I'm also thinking that I'm probably going to be involved with a lot more credit unions in the future, as well as some of these fintech banks. I'm going to be doing more videos on these fintech banks, and those are basically the banks. I think a lot of them are owned by Bank Corp, and they're basically online app banks where there's no branch, but they're offering more in the lines of no credit check loans. A lot of these fintech banks, you literally put money in your account, you wait, 30 to 90 days, depending on what their offer is, and they will actually extend you a line of credit purely based on your deposits, not based on your credit. And that's a game changer if you're like somebody that's doing, sole proprietorship out of your house, and you just need an extra $1,000 to get yourself going. This is a game changer, and I'm going to be talking a lot about these fintech banks. I have one I'm going to do a video about soon, but I just want to get as much information about it as possible before I, release that video. But there is a lot of help out there, but you got to do your research. I would just simply, honestly, you could literally just go on Google or YouTube and type in, SBA or government grants and loans, and you'll get 1 million people talking about all these loans and grants that they have available. Whether you're an independent owner or you're actually set up as a corporation or LLC, this stuff is all over the place. So there's no excuse why you can't find funding to fund your business. I'm a little bit greedy. I'm actually searching for more loan and grant opportunities, even more than I dealt with in the past. So I'm not just looking to the government. I'm looking at some of these fintech banks and see what they're going to offer me. I'm looking at other grants that are low key and they don't necessarily advertise to the masses. Just a lot of stuff that I know is going to help me with this whole loan process, as far as getting more money into my account and having more time to get that money into my holding company so I can get offers from Navy Federal as well. This is the game, guys. You gotta be think more corporate. You gotta be on this stuff. You gotta be watching more YouTube, watching a whole lot less regular news, because I don't think regular news is helping you find grants and loans, but more so start Googling and YouTubing this stuff and figuring out how you can put more money into your startup so you can get something going that is going to benefit you financially in the future. So that's what I'm on right now. That's what I'm trying to do on this channel. I'm going to give you some tips on the ones that I'm actually looking at the details myself. So I will have some on the channel that you can look at and be like, okay, yeah, maybe I want to do that one, or maybe I want to get involved with that one. I'm going to have that on the channel. So keep watching. If you haven't already, check the links below, get on my email list. I am building out a holding company course, so maybe you want to get on the list, get more information about that, and subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Give me that thumbs up, and I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you in the next video.